Now, David Haigh is the chairman and CEO of valuation consultancy Brand Finance. Thank you for joining me. Labubus have gone from being a slightly cuddly but a bit weird-looking toy to a global brand worth millions. So I suppose my first question has to be to you, why?
Well, I think one of the things I would say about China generally is that 20, 30 years ago, it was excellent at engineering, cost and logistics and all the basics of business. And what's happened in the last 10 years is that China has cottoned on to marketing and branding. And Labubu is a triumph of both. The way in which they actually market the product with secret products in the packaging, the number of variants, the way in which they use social media. I mean, it's a masterclass in how to do both. And China is now right at the top of its game with branding and marketing.
And we've seen that develop into all sorts of Chinese brands, haven't we? There is a real surge in brands going on at the moment. You've got DeepSeek, you've got bubble tea, which is the most delicious thing in the world. Now it's everywhere in Britain. It was only in China. It's everywhere at the moment. Why do you think it's happening now that the world is cottoning on to these Chinese brands?
Well, I think one of the things that's true about the Chinese economy is that costs are rising relatively, and therefore they have to add more value. And I think this is something which President Xi Jinping spotted at least 10 years ago, where he said that it was necessary for Chinese companies to improve their quality, design in China, and create brands, particularly global brands. And there's been a huge impetus across industry in China to develop the skills necessary to do that. Now, if you look at it, China has been exceptionally good at innovation. Most of its blockbusting global brands are driven by innovation. Huawei, BYD, WeChat, DeepSeek, you know, they're right at the forefront of the new technologies. But it's not just that they're at the front in terms of engineering, they are marketing them par excellence.
Now, we often talk about brands as a superpower, don't we? A soft power, rather. What can a brand achieve for a country, do you think? What do you think it achieves for China by having this brand so big globally?
Well, Brand Finance has been measuring the top 500 brands in the world for about 20 years now. And when we first started, there were actually 13 Chinese brands that were in there. At the last count, there were 70 Chinese brands in there worth 1.4 trillion. So just in terms of creating wealth for the country, it's very clear what brands can do. One of the interesting aspects is that for about the last 7 years, we have been measuring the soft power of nations. And over that period, China's soft power, measured in terms of people's preference for China and Chinese things, has been rising and rising and rising. Chinese products are seen to be very innovative. Products and brands are seen to be very attractive. And China's overall soft power, we measure it as number 2 soft power in the world. And that soft power translates into people's willingness to buy Chinese products. Nowadays, people are not shy to call their product Chinese.
David Haigh, thank you very much indeed for that.